Hi, my name is Cameron Hopper, and I'd like to share the story of how a group of ordinary individuals set out to change a big city, and with a little bit of magic and a sprinkle of fairy dust, how they use social media to make advocates of injustice. But our story doesn't start there. First, a proper introduction. Once upon a time, there was an organization by the name of ICARE. ICARE, comprised of 38 congregations, yes, 38 congregations, set out to address citywide concerns related to the issues of justice and fairness. How did they do this? By believing in the use of their collective people power. And with 38 congregations, that's a lot of people power. More so, they sought out to change the community by pressing elected officials and city leaders on the problems that plagued our community, my community. But choosing to be a part of this organization was more than a good deed in the eyes of the Lord. This was more personal. My aunt was homeless, and my city, good old Jacksonville, decided to close down the only place where she can shower and utilize resources. My cousin happened to be at the wrong place at the wrong time, and without the use of civil citations in place, would have been in serious trouble. But how could we speak for those who didn't have a voice, while yet using this collective people power? The answer was the Nehemiah Assembly. The Nehemiah Assembly was more than 38 congregations coming together to sing Kumbaya. It was an action rally where we asked our elected officials and city leaders to say yes to the commitments around the solutions to the problems. But ICARE couldn't do it alone. We needed people. Every year since 1997, ICARE has held rallies to call on our city leaders and elected officials. This year, as I started to upload a photo, that's when it hit me like a book falling off of a shelf. I asked myself, and myself said yes. What if we started a social media campaign to incorporate at this year's Nehemiah Assembly? Myself kindly responded, first, you shouldn't be talking to yourself, but I think that's a brilliant idea. So what started off as an ordinary individual and an organization turned into a journey to change the city with the use of social media. The RUN became the name of the social media campaign as it asked the critical question, are you involved? Are you willing to step up and speak for those who couldn't speak for themselves? The campaign was designed to study the effects of daily social media posts with a desire to achieve the set goals. The first step was acknowledging ICARE and their social media use. ICARE had Facebook and a Twitter along with their main site, so we were already off to a good start. Most organizations have that foundation, however, their main use is using it to their advantage, and that is where ICARE lacked. If ICARE was going to pack that joint, they needed more engagement. The first step was recognizing who ICARE's target audience was in their behavior, and admitting to the goals and strategies that they plan to use to achieve them. We all could see that ICARE's engagement kind of sucked, and even though suck is a harsh word, they definitely needed improvement. Needless to say, after some self-evaluation, ICARE discovered that their target audience was adults between the ages of 32 to 42 with no race or sex preference, who was financially comfortable, had volunteer traits, strong religious beliefs. Most importantly, they had to be on social media. The next step was setting up the goals and strategies used to achieve them. The first campaign goal was to increase ICARE's brand awareness through social media interaction. In order to do that, a social media calendar was created that allowed the flowing of a timely schedule of social media interaction. To achieve that goal, ICARE created a Facebook event that allowed users to communicate their attendance and share with their friends and family. The second goal was to increase the number of shares and likes through daily social media interaction. Discovering that ICARE was a part of a nonprofit organization who spent 2 hours or less per week on social media marketing became the sole purpose to expand that 2 hour frame and consistently post to build awareness to our contemporaries who spent an average of 6 hours or more. That's right, Generation X was the new millennials on social media. However, the third goal, and perhaps the most important one, was to increase the attendance at the Nehemiah Assembly. How could this be done? I'm glad you asked. Through promotion. Simply promoting the event and the use of flyers, not only created engagement, it increased shares and likes, which increased ICARE's brand awareness, increasing the attendance. You see, it was like the circle of life. But everyone knows that writing out goals is only half the work to success. Implementing those goals is the next step that you need to do, and you'll gladly know that's exactly what we did. And everyone lived happily ever after. The end, right? Not quite. What's the fun of knowing you completed and achieved the goal without showing off the hard work? Based on the implementation of our goals, you can see on the day of the Nehemiah Assembly, it was a huge success. We met our goals of increasing our sharing likes and comments from Facebook. We met our goals of increasing ICARE's awareness through social media activities, and most importantly, we increased the awareness and our attendance by 100 participants. The belief that the absence of the mayor played a major key in our number. However, our goals were achieved and we got commitments from our city leaders and officials, which was most important. The RUN was a complete success and showed how social media, a campaign, can bring out the advocate in us and stand for injustices in our community, my community. Because when we work together, great things happen. And great things always happen when we can work together. Thanks again, ICARE. It was the best.